Hello, it is your boy Sean. So glad. Sean używał to the hakuna matata kind. Now today, as we embark on solving a Rubik's cube, we talk today because I like my Rubik's cube. I like to solve it. You know, I don't know. It brings me some sort of peace. It's a weird thing. It's like the formula of a situation. As I do think. And as I be thinking, I know you're looking at me doing this, but I'm not actually trying to see where I'm putting things. I don't like it when there's two sometimes in the same area. So I try to get it to where it's not like that. But yeah. Anyway. So I was thinking as I do, and with thinking comes the whole mind situation of if you have to teach someone how to love you constantly, and that person's still kind of not doing it, that person don't actually love you. And I know some people are like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? It's the truth. If you really have to constantly keep teaching somebody proper ways to love you. I mean, I know about, the whole love language and stuff like that. But if you constantly have to teach somebody how to love you, then the truth of the matter is that person, they don't really love you. And I know some people are, yes, they do. No, they don't. Because people who love you, they don't sit there and constantly keep putting you in a position in which, you have to continue to make dramatic efforts to show them you love them. Or, like I said in my other video, it's a little bit of attention seeking. But, yeah. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And with that, I will also say, if you're not choosing yourself, then who are you choosing? You know what I'm saying? How can you learn somebody from somebody who don't really know the person? You know? A lot of people sit there and be like, you can't learn somebody from somebody. No, you can't. You can never learn a person from somebody who don't actually know the person. But sometimes when you're around people that don't really know the person, that's when you kind of get another situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not proud of myself for how long this is taking because I'm talking 30 minutes. I already know. I'm proud of myself, don't get me wrong. I know I could do this a little faster than what I'm doing this. Anyway, yeah. Just sometimes in life, you just gotta pay attention to that. So, with that being said, how could you learn who somebody else is from somebody who isn't around them often, doesn't actually pay attention to the person, and barely talks to them? If you asking somebody else who somebody else is, you not learning the whole person. You're not possibly even learning the person at all. Especially if the person you're learning from is a manipulative person and a liar. They're going to tell you who they see them as. And it might be a monster. It might not even be that good of a light. And even if it is a good light, sometimes it's false pretenses. Not all of it might be true. For a person like me, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you ever want to learn who I am, the best person to ask is me. I may not tell you everything about me, but I'm the only person that you can learn who I am from. No one can teach you who I am. No one could tell you who I am. No one would have the actual facts, and this includes my own family. The people I've spent 30 years around, they could never tell you who I really am. Now some people are like, no, when you don't know, no, the answer is no. I have heard the stories that people have told people about me, and I sat there and I just listened, and I was like, okay, that's true, that's not. Okay. But that goes to show, I don't care what they say, because when they tell me, they try to tell me about my own stuff, I'm just like, that's not true. That's something you're making up. And you've gotten me confused with somebody else, or possibly even yourself. You should really stop. That's not, no. Because if you really look at the situation, I have been told you just pick stuff up and put it down. I still can complete this cube, and I've had this cube for over a few years now. I still paint. I still write. I still dance. I still create. Something I've learned about that type of energy, when you have things around you like that, and people are constantly saying that, that's, you start to notice you may end up slowing down. You're like, what is this? Why am I slowing down when I be cleaning up, I be doing what I need to do, while all of a sudden that's not happening? Then I started to realize something. This can date back to when I was younger, and I shared a room, and I would actually keep the room clean. And this is the funniest part. People thought that it wasn't me that was keeping it clean. I actually would keep the room clean. If I know where everything goes, I would keep my room clean. Now someone's like, wait, that's not true. No, that is true. Once it gets messed up, I'm just like, okay, where did this go? Where am I supposed to put this? And then I start getting really, really anxious and confused. As I gotten older, I realized that I do have a few mental health issues, one of them being ADHD. And I started to learn more about how to organize my stuff in a way to where my room would stay a little neater. Then, here's the craziest part. I went to the person that I was sharing the rooms with, because they have a house. I went to their house, and I saw something, and I was just like, and they said it was me. And you proving that it was never me. I was cleaning up around. I was like, hey, no, you're dirty. No, I'm vacuum. Because I actually do have a little slight OCD. This is why with certain energies I don't like being around them, because you can tell how it can affect you, but you don't let it affect you. And sometimes you're not trying to let it affect you. You don't realize it's affecting you until you start to realize things around you, like, this might not be good for my energy. But then that's when you gotta focus on you. You gotta redirect it back towards yourself. Because if you don't, same goes for disrespectful energy. If you're constantly respecting everybody, but they're disrespecting your energy all the time, insulting you, flipping everything on you, you realize you are in a manipulative, toxic situation. Has a little bit of pettiness about it too. Some people don't understand that ability to reel yourself in. We have to relearn your stability. We have to relearn your fact of the matter is you have more self-control than the people around you. You can ask yourself, when did things begin to get out of hand? Like when everyone has conversations about you, instead of asking you yourself what's going on. Hey, how are you doing? It might be one or two, but when you really look at it, they will all ask everybody else how this person doing, but will never go to that person. And it's crazy because you asking people that don't even really go to that person. They don't check in. So how are you gonna have them ask this person and check in with this person on another person when that person don't even check in with that person themselves? Who you learning from? Interesting. One of those things, man. We gotta ask ourselves that question. What can we do? How can we change it? How can we make things different? I do understand some triggers are not actually triggers. They're things that we need to heal past. I do also have a little bit of PTSD, but it doesn't really cause me to jump too much. It doesn't cause me to do certain things. My PTSD is different, and I learned my PTSD, and when I learned it, it started to shift and change as to how it affects me and how it works. Some people are like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? It's the truth. See, this is the thing. People can think that their mental health is something that is enabling them every day. But believe it or not, if you learn your mental health and you learn how it works, your mental health is actually helping you more than it's hurting you. Or enailing you. Or elling you, if you want to say it that way. Learn your mental health. Because once you learn it, you already know. Apply it to your senses. Some mental health is just a part of your senses. Some people don't know that, but it really is. Okay? Some of it is letting you know that some energy might not be yours that you got. If it's an outer body experience, that's because it really is an outer body experience. It's not you, it's something else. Sometimes it is you, but don't go blaming. Don't go try to put somebody at fault. But if you know it's somebody at fault, then hey, that's a different scenario and story in itself. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta figure that one out. Not everybody can get that or understand that. And that's the craziest part. Like me, they used to tell me, like, I don't even believe that my fibromyalgia is what my doctor really thinks that is. Really? I'm so serious. Out of nowhere, my body did start shutting down, but he still doesn't actually know what it was. And I've been getting better, so I don't know, because apparently fibromyalgia is not curable. So the fact that I have been healing, I don't know. Like, I have my moments sometimes, but it's not even like moments too much anymore. I'm just like, I'm fine. I'm good. But I don't know. Some people don't get that though. They collided too much. Like a kaleidoscope. I like kaleidoscopes. They're actually pretty cool. You get a good one. See? And they all want to be buddy over here. Gotta be friends. It's also why I don't trust people either. They hang out with too many people. Everybody start hanging out with each other, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that's when shit starts really getting messed up. They believe certain people. They don't talk to you. They just rather believe the other person. Instead of realizing that maybe you should talk to the person that you're having the conversation about. But if you can't handle the conversation with the person you having it about, then you might not even want to have the conversation, period. Because people can sense when you're talking about them too. Not that they always care, but they can sense it. That's when they just look at you and you kind of notice it. Because you, I know what you're doing. But it's sad. Because I know what you're doing. Wait a minute. We don't need to wait a minute. It'd be like waiting a century for what? Exactly. Wait a century. Waiting a century for what exactly? Sometimes in life, you gotta see it for what it is. A lot of people, they don't like facing that part of themselves. So what do you mean? No, you gotta face those parts that nobody else wants to. You don't even want to, but you want them to face it for you. See, that's another thing. Don't make people face your problems for you. It's not up to them. That's why I say, if you have to teach somebody how to love you, then I think you need to love yourself. It's time. It's not everybody's, job to love you. Stop expecting it from others. Especially if you come from a home that shows you that kind of energy. Your best bet is to love yourself. And some people are like, what are you talking about? Your best bet really is to just love yourself. Give yourself that love. Don't expect it from another source. Expect it from yourself. Because if you give it to you first, you will always have love that what you really want. You never have to ever worry about receiving it from another person. And that's the truth. You never really have to receive it from another person. Because you have it within yourself. So, self-love really is the best love. And ask people, like I said, don't be afraid to ask somebody. If you want to talk to somebody, talk to them. If you know you're around people that just rather gossip around you, then that's all it is. You're just a hot topic of the day. I've been there, done that. Several times. Even within my family. You know what's sad? they come back to me later and they try to have an argument with me because they found out something through somebody else. And I'm sitting there, you know that person lied to you, right? But instead of actually, and this is crazy because this happens so many times, and this is why I just don't care about it anymore. Instead of acknowledging that I'm telling you a story, my own story from my own actual life, they will dismiss everything I'm saying and believe the person that's telling them instead of literally listening to me. And the person that's telling them this stuff ain't even around me all the right, like all the time, but they know enough to know that they lying. But the person that's talking to me ain't ever been around me, so they shouldn't even be believing that story. But they believed it anyway. That's why I say the best friend, and it's sad because they all family. So in other words, it's like there's people like me that we just kind of just get to that point of just like, wow. This is why I'm not really a gossiper. And you can sit there and be like, oh, we used to tell our stories. I'm telling you stories about my life. I'm not gossiping. Even though some people will see that as gossip, but it's just my life story. Trust me, people told me you should write a book because the things you go through, that's why I don't tell you everything. That's the thing, though. That's why, and it's crazy because they watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I don't keep up with the Kardashians, but I know more about my family. Literally, don't even have to be around them because I'm very observant than they know about me. I don't have to believe everybody else's story that they tell me about these people either. I see it for myself and I'm like, oh, I don't really say nothing because it's not my goddamn business. But when I do say something, they look at me and they be like, look, if the truth, like I said in my past couple of videos, if the truth hurts you so much, if the truth causes you to beat the shit out of somebody, if the truth causes you to want to run somebody over, if the truth causes you to literally want to harm somebody all the time who comes to your help and your aid and literally tries to stop people from beating you, try to stop you from hurting yourself, and all you do is disrespect it, and you see the truth as disrespectful, you in a whirlwind of trouble by yourself. So don't involve me in your manipulative parts. You may have everybody feeding at your hand, but not the truth. Because the one that tells the truth always win because they stay present with their shit. They're not always looking over their shoulder to make sure that they ain't got to buy somebody off. Try to get everybody away from everybody through their lies. It's funny because, like I said, I've paid for things, but I don't tell everybody, oh, I paid for this, I paid for that. No, I don't need to tell everybody and you got a cousin, auntie. It's not really their business. Well, I did this for them and I did that for... I don't need to tell everybody and their cousin, auntie. A lot of the shit that I says is common knowledge. Right. People always see me. I seen you over there. Yeah, it's because I got to do that. It's part of my life. Oh, they fool you. Where were you? This like, oh, I gotta go out here to go take care of somebody. Yeah, I got flued out. Didn't have a choice. That's another thing too. It's one of those okay for me things, but not okay for you. Why treat somebody like a child? Put them in places. We're just going to place you here. You're not going to care. Like I said, I'm often overlooked. Told what to do, even though you can't really control me. I'm just obedient in some retrospectives, but you can't really control me. You're not always going to like my response to it, especially if it's something I do not want to do or do not agree with. I can sit here and reminisce all day long. We can go through it. We go past it. I can tell you every story that is known to men, and you're going to feel some type of way by the end of that. But honestly, you're going to feel some type of way by the first story, if you ain't already have. I have been done dirty so goddamn much. But yet, something in me keeps going. And when I say that, when I tell you I slept for over 24 hours one time, and that's when my doctor literally made me go into the mental hospital. He made me go. He tricked me into it. Because he knows why I slept that long. And the reason I slept that long, I shouldn't even be here right now. But something in me fought. And it's happened a few times. Like yesterday when I was saying, when people say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this to you and I'll do it myself. I actually have done that. And the people that was saying that is now the people that was rushing me to the hospital. So fear for me, you threaten my life. I kind of just showed you I'm not afraid of your threat. So why are you trying to save me if you're going to threaten me? Because you still want me to do stuff for you. It's okay for other people to use me. I mean, not about that. It's not okay for other people to use me, but it's okay for you to. Like I said, we can sit here and reminisce all day. But what's important is what I do with that. There's a lot of problems that I've solved. And so many problems have a solution. But not everybody want to look at the solution. Or the formula it takes to get to the solution. To the point of it just becomes so easy. And that's the saddest part. If you notice, I did this twice. I could do it again and again and again, over and over and over. Because I know the formula. So in other words, I know how to get to the solution. I can solve it. Even if I mess it up. I tell you, I kid you not. My buddy, I haven't seen him in a while though, but that I was homeless with. We were walking through Best Buy. He messed this up 4 times and I solved it 4 times. And every time when he messed it up, I literally look at it, I was like, nah, that's still touching. Give it back to him. He's gonna hand it to me. I'm like, nah, you still gotta mess this up some more. So while I'm doing what I need to do, he's still just, okay. Then when I got to the register, the guy, he's like, he's like, oh, you solve it fast? I'm like, no, I'm not that really good at solving it fast. But yet, when I finished it, he was like, nah, you just modest. You solved it fast. You solving it faster than I could ever do. Like, that was quick. I was like, okay. Solve the puzzle. Find the formula. But don't get frustrated at things that you cannot solve. Because some things are not meant to be solved. Some things are just meant to be moved past. So in other words, sometimes you gotta know when to cut the losses. I have good sportsmanship, so I'm not afraid of a loss. In fact, I was in school. You know, before I say this story, and I was talking about the other one, you know, me being trans, and I was saying, like, how people always try to tell girls they can't do that, but me, I would be like, yes, I can. At that time, that was the only part when I identified, because I was like, you're not going to tell me I can't do nothing. Even though I still don't identify as it. I love and I appreciate all the guys that were my friends back then, especially in school, because there's some amazing dudes, okay? When they came to football, I kid you not, they came and got me when it was time to play football. Like, Johnny, what's up? You gonna be on my team? Quarterback. You're the quarterback. All right, fine, cool. I got you. And some of the girls, they would come up to me like, hey, can we play? I'm like, yeah, they're all cool. Don't worry about it. It's like, as long as are you gonna actually play though? Like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You guys can play. They're not gonna trip on you. I'm like, all right. And we got more teammates? Yeah, we got more teammates. I was like, with 2 hands, tackle, 2 hands, 2 hands. All right, 2 hands. All right, so we're playing 2 hands, y'all. And I would literally always be throwing bullets at people's chests. You can hear it hit their chest. Like, he's like, ooh. You just really looked at one friend. He was like, man, it hurt. Okay. I was like, my bad. I'm sorry. Well, we were playing baseball in high school. And a good friend of mine, she was on the opposite team. And it's so hilarious because we did not want to play that day because people was already complaining. And we was just like, why are y'all complaining? Can we just play the game? Like, come on. Y'all were arguing and fighting. Like, this is dumb. So we still playing. And as the other team is winning, I'm just like, I don't care that we're winning or losing. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was good. I was like, it's like, oh snap, let me run the bases. They sitting here still getting mad. I'm sitting like, why y'all mad? Let's just keep going. We ended up losing, but I know why we lost. It wasn't my fault. But as we lost, it's funny because everybody started celebrating. People on my team was mad. I'm sitting here just like, why is y'all mad? I'm like, yes, y'all won. Y'all won. And my friend came like, well, I was like, y'all won. And she was like, yeah. I was like, and we lost. And she was like, yeah, you lost and we won. I was like, yeah. Some people took that the wrong way that day. I was just like, you got to celebrate. It doesn't matter. Celebrate for the other team. You know? And when we used to play flag football, I was the one teaching my team how to play it. Because they didn't know. I'm like, it's alright, y'all. I got y'all. Okay, what you want to do? So you want to be the quarterback? All right, I teach you how to throw it. I teach you how to, gonna play the. They was like, okay, you team leader. And they all actually had fun, and everyone that didn't know how to play, like they had fun. So it's just like to have a whole team and all the girls are just happy. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I didn't mind that. You know, some of them came up to me later, hugged me, they thanked me for teaching them. Cool. Still had some people on the other teams that was mad. We had to sit down after that, and I was like, why we gotta all sit down? Why we all gotta do trouble? Because y'all was, no, it wasn't all of us. It was them. We could point them out to y'all team. Yeah, I don't care. We was trying to be a team, and we told them to stop. They didn't listen. Why we gotta be punished? It wasn't fair, but it's alright. That's the thing about me. I will sit there and celebrate it. So, to be called a loser at times, it's funny because it just reminds me of Weezer in other songs like that. I'm a loser, baby. But that's the thing, though. I don't care. Because the ones that you call a loser end up winning in the end. They win self-respect. They win sportsmanship. They win a lot of things. I'm a part of that team. Didn't give up. Just didn't care if lost or won. To win is great. But that's what I want. A good damn spirit. It's getting long. Hopefully I didn't depress them. But hopefully I impress them. I catch you guys later because it is late and I got some stuff to do. Yeah. Sometimes in life you just gotta, like I said, keep going. Catch losses, move on from things you gotta move on past. And if people are disrespecting you, separate yourself. Because I can tell you this right now. I have drifted so far away from a lot of people. And that does include family too. Especially after what just happened to me recently. I have drifted away. And I don't really take a lot of their mess as I did when I was little. Which kind of makes sense to my loner. It's not loner. I wouldn't say it's loner, but I am like a lone wolf in a sense, or like a lone, the black sheep, whatever you want to call it. I've always been that, because I've always been the different one, or the odd one, or the free spirit of the family, if you will. The unique free spirit. The teacher even wrote that on my guitar. I just like being and doing me. And that makes me happy. But, yeah. Hopefully, like I said, I didn't depress you. I impressed you. I catch you guys later. And have a good one. Have an awesome one. And love yourself. Embrace yourself. Touch it. If you want to touch on yourself, touch on yourself. Especially if you don't like people touching on you. But do you, okay? Be appropriate. Do you, and live your life, and be happy. Because happiness is really one of those things where you just gotta be happy. And teach yourself that life is just more so of what you make it. Not necessarily of what others kind of do to you. And who people believe is who they believe, but they will be always the fools in the end. So if you let somebody make a fool of you, that's on you. But this is why I always say, question everything. Don't believe everything. You gotta leave that room and that space. Because when that truth, like I said, breaks free and is on the loose, watch who immediately tries to deny or gets defensive or starts doing little petty things that you possibly won't catch, but the person that knows what the person is doing will definitely catch it. And trust me, I've caught a lot of people. Anyway, peace. It's your boy, Sean. Sean with the double E's. Suffer life. And I'm serving you love. Sean with that. For with the hakuna matata. About you, cause it's of awesomeness, and I'm awesomeness, what? And I'm so of awesomeness, cause I do awesome.